Hello everyone, I'm Aurora CDVA, the VTuber that still can't draw, and yet I can never be stopped. Every single year, in July, an Artfight starts. An event where artists gift art pieces to other artists, with a pretense of a competition, just to have fun and challenge themselves by drawing each other's OCs. This was a special year for me. Not only they introduced a free team system instead of the usual 2, but most importantly, this year was theater themed, baby! And in case you didn't notice, I have a theater theme myself, presenting my videos like little shows for everyone to enjoy. So I needed to lock in and absolutely give it my all on this Artfight scene. So, how did this year's competition go? As I said, this year I wanted to lock in and give it my all. So I started by updating my characters on the site. Not only I added a new OC and myself, but I also updated the description of my OCs, adding 2 songs to them, their favorite song and the song that represents them best. To help artists... Motorino di merda... To help artists visualize better my characters, and maybe even get them to discover new songs that I like. I will not go into details about all of my characters since not too much changed since last year, but if you are curious for yourself, you can check out them yourself on my Artfight page. But the main thing I wanted to implement this year were a new kind of attack that I'm 99% sure was never done on Artfight before. Fandub attacks. As my name implies, I am a voice actor, but try as I might, I still haven't been able to land a role for the moment. Instead of discouraging myself, I decided to do fandubs on Twitter, of some memes and fandubs of comics. And then it hit me. Why not bring my fandubs to the fray? So I decided this year to bring fandub attacks, where I get down and voice artists' OCs, improvising scripts as I try to understand said characters in order to bring them to life. There's only one problem with this approach: the contest itself. Only visual attacks are officially recognized and accepted into the website, so a purely fandub attack would not have worked. But if people want to do something audio related, there is a workaround. As long as you do something visual with the attack as the main part of the attack, you can then attach the audio part of the attack itself. It won't get you extra points in the event, but I'm not here to win. I'm here to showcase what I studied and prepared for. The only problem left is time. How can I make an attack that is both a fandub and a drawing realize them in a sensible time frame? Especially since I don't want to give up the quality of the drawings only to speed things up. I may not be good at drawing, but this isn't an excuse not to try. So that's when the realization hit me. What if I sketch and ink the character themselves, but I only color a part of the drawing? So I decided to stylize the attack by only coloring a part of the drawing inside of a shape relevant to the character, doing the frame of a shape and the background inside of it the main colors of the OCs I attacked, saving a ton of time in the coloring and adding a little style unique to me in the event. With all things set, I bookmarked my victims, prepared my attacks, and managed to do 20 fandubs attacks in this month, which is a very good amount in my book. I won't showcase them all in this video. I created a channel specific for fandubbing in preparation for Artfight, mainly to archive my fandubs in general. So I link in the comments the playlist with all of this year's fandub attacks. But I will showcase my 5 favorite attacks I did this year out of those 20. Starting with...
The plan is simple, so listen closely, dub better.
He was one of the most fun to do. both in terms of composing the attack and in doing the dialogue, since I had to work on transpiring both his arrogance and his intelligence. And he's almost inaudible on the proper attack, even in the editing it seemed fine.
Those little hummingbirds are the latest anti-pirate ships they developed in Space California, which is the state of California in space.
But otherwise, this is still one of my most cherished ones I did this year around. I didn't expect to win this, cause otherwise they're in for a shock. I always liked this character, I've been following Gem for a long time. After all, she is the artist behind my two current PNG tuber models, and she is an incredible artist to work with. I don't think I can put him any higher since he was the very first Fandub attack, so it could have come a little bit better all things considered. But this was an incredibly fun attack to do, and he was an important blueprint for the rest of the videos. I am able to live a life that I can call mine in every way possible. That's a freedom no one can take away from me. Did you know that I love D&D? No? Well, you do now! So I couldn't help myself once I saw this fun D&D character buy not hot beverages to try my hand at him. The reason he's not any higher is because it was incredibly stressful to do. Because I overthinked the attack, something that did happen a couple of times, and wonder if it was okay to fandub a D&D character. Someone that usually is close to their players' hearts and usually interpreted by only the player themselves. So maybe no hot beverages could have had a problem with it, but I ultimately shrugged it off, decided to give it a try, and in case he wouldn't have liked it, to delete the attack. A gamble that paid off since he loved it, teaching me not to overthink too much about the attacks. I do and give it a try regardless. I think I'll enjoy this little moment here, at least a little longer. This was an incredibly fun attack to make. In terms of fandub, he was incredibly fun to improv since he's a meta OC around the concept of artists creating a fuck ton of characters and leaving behind some of them to gather dust as they move on. A concept I adore when played with in general, since I too created so many OCs, and I've left several behind me. What's this? My, this is the first time I get fandubbed. But also, since he's incredibly simple character design-wise, having only green as his color, I decided to play around the red since it's both related to another character connected by him, Sleuth, but also because it complements the green of Soul, creating a nice balance in colors. But it is what it is. I have my duties to fulfill. Someone has to, and I will. This was definitely the most fun to create. I loved balancing the dual nature of Audatsu as both the god of lost souls and, primarily, of winter. This is definitely the attack I had the most fun with in both fan-dubbing. Now, where's the angry spirit I heard about? No, not one of you foul beasts. Meow. Where did I put the spray bottle? And in drawing, adding a little detail in Eggman's grandpa gravestone to imply he was just done retrieving the mad and grieving soul of Gerald since he died in a madness filled with hatred for those that killed Maria. Don't get me wrong, I loved every single attack I did this year. Otherwise I wouldn't have uploaded them on my second channel in the first place. These were just my favorites overall, so this year went incredibly well. I got to do incredibly fun attacks and I got to finally create that fandub channel I wanted to do but never came around to because of one reason or another. So this was really the year where I properly popped off in Artfight. But not everything went smoothly. As much as I love these fandubs attacks, they represent an obvious problem. I am limited to male characters. Yeah, sure, I could disregard this and also voice girl characters. I have incredible fans doing girl characters. But remember, this is an art gifting event. The incentive is not for you to do whatever you want to feel your creative incentive. This is an art gifting game, where you do an art piece for the other person, and so you have to respect the original character's artist's wishes in how they view the character and how they wish to see them represented, from little details to major ones like skin color. And since I cannot do a girl's voice, I was limited from interacting with girl characters, being able to attack them only by drawing a comic or a single attack. So that's a major bummer, all things considered. But another thing that happened was something that was ultimately out of my control, which was receiving attacks in the first place. As I said, this is first and foremost an art gifting game, and when you hand out a gift, it's unreasonable to pretend to be gifted back. But even with that in mind, it can kinda get sad seeing so many people handing out attacks, watching the window of attacks received refusing to go past that zero for a good portion of the event. Even going in the event with the best intentions can get into your head. Are artists not finding my page? Are my characters straight up trash and not interesting? Are my characters being considered but dogpiled under a whole mountain of other Artfight targets? Are there artists interested in my OCs, but they just do not have the time to attack me? Or maybe they attacked me last year and want to keep things fresh and to attack new people every year? All of this doubt can get into your head in Artfights. And I'm not going to pretend it didn't do it to me for a good while during the event. But you never had to let these doubts bring you down with them. As I said, this is an art gifting event for artists to gift pieces of artwork to others. And considering how stressful and busy life can get, unfortunately, artists are too busy sometimes to dedicate the entirety of the event to exchanging attacks. Even I was unable to fully commit to Artfight this year, despite sacrificing the time on my main channel here in order to do so. So you can't pretend others to attack you or to have a ratio of attacks being higher than what they receive. You shouldn't join the event to only pretend free gifts. You should enter Artfight because of a personal reason that drives you to improve your craft, drives you to create. And for me, I love Artfight because it lets me make people happy. I am an attention-seeking bitch. I love when people get interested in what I do and compliment me. Like when you guys comment on my videos regardless of the channel. That's because I love to entertain and bring smiles to people. It's why I travel around in my little theater to begin with, to share my passions with people and hopefully make their days a little bit better. Unless they try to pour hatred and unrequested opinions on stuff no one asked them in the first place, in which case, please see yourself to the exit. This year's Artfight was the best in my book, because even though I didn't receive hundreds of attacks, I did receive 2. One of my beautiful girl Jewel, an OC I created from Xenoblade Chronicles X as I was playing through the game, and one of me. Look how good I look here! Yes, also remind me to upload a better reference of me since the t-shirt I wear was mistaken as a crop top, but honestly, I welcome this choice! Look how hot I look with this! But the one core aspect of this year that no one can take away from me is how many artists loved the fandubs I did to their characters. Something they never imagined the little characters would ever receive in a million years. Each and every single message I received back when I posted the attacks were amazed and joyful. And I'm so glad so many people appreciated this little experiment of mine on this regard. And this for me values way more than 100 attacks I could have received ever could. Thank you for watching my show. If you participated in this year's Artfight, how did it go for you? For me, this is all for today. See you next time! If you like the show, please like, comment and subscribe. A little bit of support goes a long way. Also, quick unrelated note, it should be illegal to do videos on summer. I am dying right now.